and thanks for joining us for this week's homework video. It's currently the 17th of January here in Australia, and it's still the 16th over in America, isn't it, Karla?
Yes, it is.
We're doing this a day early because it's the day that suits me to film. It's Sunday here, and I have a busy life during the week. So it means that we've got a couple of different things to talk to you about today, but hopefully you'll still find it quite useful. So, yes, with us this week we have the lovely Karla from CraftAddictK.
Hi, everybody.
And she's with us particularly, apart from being a fantastic co-host, she's here to talk to us all about the No New Start Scrabble Challenge.
Yay!
Later, you have to wait a little bit longer. And we have a secret guest. Say hello, secret guest.
Hello.
So hopefully, secret guest might be a little bit more evasive for you this week. It is one of our No New Starts members. And I'm going to put it out there right at the start. If you would like to be a secret guest and be off camera and talk to us about some homework ideas, please send me a PM. I got my name there. I had to change that. But there you go. My name is there, Lisa Lane. But that's the best place to send me a PM. Don't put it on the board because then people know who the choices are, won't they? So we don't want to do
the dog barking. I don't know. The wind might have blew.
That's all right. I can't hear it. It's all good.
Good. Okay.
Yeah. So if you'd like to be a secret guest or a co-host, if you think you have something to say on challenges and homework, just send me a PM because I'm keen to get as many people involved as possible for the variety. But the only thing is we're keeping it to when new starts at the moment because that is our focus for the year. All right. First up then, last week's secret guest. We had 19 people correctly guess. I did like some of the wrong guesses. Thank you to those people for trying. But it was indeed Caitlin Berg, who is known as Madam Ice. So you guys did correctly guess that. There was 19 people. I'm being nice this week, but you need to make sure you listen to the instructions to claim who it is. If you know who secret guest is this week, in No New Starts, where I post this video, comment below. And there's no point in just copying the people above because then that just means it lessens everyone's chance. Just do it if you actually know who it is. I've tried to pick someone a bit more elusive this week. And as I said, I'm looking for really elusive people that other people may or may not know, unless they go through the whip albums, which is sort of the point.
Exactly.
So
it shouldn't just be as moderators being enabled by these whip albums. You guys all need to be in those whip albums and look at the pretties.
Definitely. See those beauties and decide what you want to start after
it
starts. Okay, so for 3 people actually commented on the YouTube video, which was how we did it last week, but that's not how I want to do it now. So if you comment on the YouTube video, you won't get into the running next week. You need to comment, and you need to comment the person's actual No New Start name, their real name, or whatever they're pretending their real name is, not if they're a floss tuber, their floss tube channel. But for this week, I've let you go. And you can see my random generator is between 1 and 19. So let's go. We've got number 11. All right, let's see if I can shrink myself down enough to find number 11. Okay, so number 11, we'll start with taking number 3 as the ones on the video, just because that's easy for my brain. And then if I look through the list, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That comes out at PK Everett. So PK Everett, if you give me a contact with your that you know, and we will be giving you the extra bonus entry in the fun raffle. So thank you for playing along. All right, just a reminder to everyone who may know, I said it in my homework video, I think my own video, but all the raffle prizes that we are doing is for the fun raffle. When we set up the group, we said there was two parts: the main challenge, the grand prize of not starting any new starts for the whole year, and that has a certain prize pool of money that has been partitioned. If you're not sure, just read the rules, because it's really detailed in the rules, says exactly what's happening. And then on the side, for every member of the group, whether they've dropped out of the main challenge or not, they can choose to participate in the fun raffle. And many of them have contributed towards the donations as well. And in particular, so many generous people have given us goods to use as raffle prizes. So they're the ones we're using for the lucky dips, the random giveaways. It's really cool, isn't it, Karla?
It is. It's neat. And it comes to my work address. So they all think I've got lots of shopping addictions. These are my friends. They're sending stuff. So it's great. It's great seeing people's stash come in and being able to send it right back out.
And the thing is, so much of people's stash is either stuff they bought and they don't want to stitch, so it's brand new, or it's something that's they've taken really good care of. So it's not rubbish that you're getting. It's really cool stuff. And we've got an exciting meeting next week where we're going to be actually doing the official divvying up. It's going to be like a real live whip parade where we decide, this is for the main challenge, this is for the fun challenge, this is for the on the spot giveaways. So that's going to be fun. Looking forward to that. And unfortunately, we're not recording it, I don't think. No. All right, enough of that. Let's go to the homework for this week. The only weekly homework challenge that we have to talk about at the moment, because we're a day early, is the Daily 30, Cross Stitch's Journal and Daily 30. And this week, Jill is sending us to Niagara Falls. So we're going to go through this the same way, and we will go actually Karla first and then secret guest, if that's okay.
Okay.
Yes.
As usual, you can build a challenge. You can double the stitches if you want to. You've got 2 weeks to do it, and this time you're doing 200 or 300 stitches, your choice. So Niagara Falls many believe there's one giant waterfall, but in fact there's three. American Falls and the Bridal Veil Falls are on the US side, and the Horseshoe Falls are almost entirely on the Canadian side. Stitch on a whip that you can tie in America, a wedding, or a horseshoe.
Okay, well, I think I know what I can do. Doesn't get more American than the American flag. And I have twin towers in the flag. So I think I will use that for that prompt.
Good. What do you think, secret guest?
I would stitch on One Nation by Bygone Stitches.
Oh.
You
Do you
got
want me
that?
to share? I can share a photo.
I'm sure people know it, but just in case they don't.
I see. Can you see it?
I like that one too.
Very good. All right. Well, I think I am not going to be like you guys. I'm going to be an individual because I'm not American. And so it's all the same to you. I would like to work on this one. See, I knew there'd be something else on my screen to get rid of. Hey, go away. Trying to get rid of this one. Can you see my dimensions one here, which is my old time wagons? It's just opening up sideways. And this one has 4 horses in it. So they'd all have horseshoes on them.
Oh, nice.
So I would tie them into the horseshoe part because of the horses. Plus, it's the dimensions. And the birthday sale in No New Starts is actually dimensions gold or dimensions. So I'd tie it in and double dip it with that.
I know a lot of people were doing that. What is it? The Amy Stewart shelf.
Yeah.
And it has horses in there. So if you're one of the pictures, there's a lot of people that jumped on that.
Once Upon a Fairy Tale, yes. I mean,
thank you.
I instantly came to my mind was my Polden and Gardens, and I've got one called A Wedding, but of course I haven't started it, so I can't do that. But if you had a man and a woman you know, you could probably be creative. I don't know. Remember, just to preface, the Daily 30 is a closed group. We can't get you in at the moment. And we have absolutely no authority in our answers. This is just our thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, second one. Niagara Falls was formed from the same glacial melt activity that formed the Great Lakes at the end of the last ice age. Stitch on a piece that has ice or snow in the design.
Okay, well, on this one, I think I could use two different ones, but I really kind of I want to use my animal kingdom. So there's ice and snow down here at the bottom. So
Whole row of it.
yep. So that's probably what I'll work on. And I might change my mind. Who knows?
Who knows? Well, that's the thing. It's early to be thinking, but the good thing is the Daily 30 prompts come out on my Friday. So it's really gives me the whole weekend to try and knock them over if I can.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem is then it means that my double dipping ability with magical stitches is limited because I don't know what magical stitches are, and at the moment it's not coming out till my Monday. So it's secret guest, what do you got with snow and ice?
Holiday Quaker. Let me share. Has snowflakes and snow down the bottom in the village.
Oh, lots
I
of
have
people.
that.
Yeah,
That's going to be in my December starts next year, I think.
why not?
It's a fun stitch.
Well, this one here is my farmhouse Christmas, and it has ice and snow in it, and it's on my list of ones I want to get done. So that would be good for me to double dip that one. All right, more than 700,000 gallons of water per second pour over Niagara Falls, rushing over about 25 miles an hour. They're capable of generating 4 million kilowatts of electricity, which is enough to supply more than a quarter of all the power used in New York State and Ontario, Canada. Put stitches into a whip that has something in the design powered by electricity.
Oh, powered by electricity. Well, I don't know. That one had me stumped actually, because I was really kind of like, there's not a whole lot. And then I started thinking, well, what about lights?
Yeah.
If you have something that has lights, that would work, right? So why not use my, that they don't ring my neck. I can't think of the name. She's got musical things in there. And there's lights, and there's all these bright lights up here. And I'll think of the name of it. She'll wring my neck.
Actually, we might be able to help you.
I know, right? Magic Study?
Magic Study, yes.
Oh my gosh, my brain. Yes.
Yes.
And there's strings of lights on there. So
Beautiful.
I think I can use that
colours.
for that.
Yeah, you could. What about your secret guest? Oh, no, David.
I'm going to use Mary and Minty because Santa has what I choose to consider a string of lights in his hand. And then there's a star that looks kind of glowy that I'm going to say that's electricity.
Nice.
That works. I'm actually I'm going to do one that I need to do a bit more work on. Problem is I just did the same thing. I don't know why. When I shrink my page down, it closes. It's very weird. So I'm just digging through to find it again. So it'll take me a minute. Can you think of any other things with electricity? I'm going for house lights while I'm looking for this one. Anything else that has electricity apart from lights? Houses. Any other ideas for the people who are watching? And thank you to all the people who give us positive comments and say that they appreciate us bothering to make these videos. We appreciate knowing that the effort is appreciated, because that's why we're doing it, because you guys like the help.
Well,
Maybe.
what if they had a city in their design? Cities need electricity.
Yeah, one of the what are they, Satsuma Street ones?
Mm-hmm. And if they have like it's a bakery, You know, the mixer blender, I've seen those coffee pot things and teapots.
Oh,
Electric.
Yeah. Or you have an electric teapot or something like that. I don't know if you could go as far as saying, here's a cup of tea, and the kettle that made it had electricity. That's probably pushing the barrel a bit too far.
Yeah, that may be a stretch.
That would be my guess.
I wonder, would a thunderstorm work with a lightning bolt?
Yeah,
Okay.
lightning bolt. I like that. That's electricity. I would accept that if it was anything to do with me. Okay, sorry. It's up now. This one is what I would work on, which is my Cozy Cove. And again, I'm double dipping with No New Start's birthday sale because I have lots of dimensions. So this one has got buildings that would have electricity in them. And I also want to use it for one of the monthly prompts on something with a tip. So it would mean I could get a couple of different things done while stitching on it. Next one. On October 24th, 1901, on her birthday, 63-year-old Michigan schoolteacher Annie Edson Taylor went over the falls in a barrel. She survived with her only injury being a cut on her head that happened as she was extracted from the barrel. It was intended as a publicity stunt, but after exiting the barrel, she said no one ought ever do that again. Stitch on a whip that has something about it that once done, you hope to never do again. Example, beading, backstitch, French knots, confetti, etc.
I think I'm going to do my Stony Creek, my flamingo stocking. And that's because I plan on the light string using all the different Kreinik for the light bulbs and make it all glittery and shiny. And from what I hear with Kreinik, it's not fun. So I don't know that I'm going to want to do it again. It might be a one-shot deal.
You secret guest.
I would say the Zimmerman coverlet. It's beautiful, but I need some variation. I know I could use variegated, but I also am doing it 1/1 on a high count, and I will never do that again.
Wow, that's pretty. That's really pretty.
That's true. I was thinking when I read this poem, I'm not going to be able to do this because I like doing all my stitches. And even though some of them get a bit tedious at times, I don't want to never do it again. So I had a thought about what would be the closest thing, but you've just given me the idea. I should honestly say something on 40 count. I've got 2 on the go and I will never do that again. But that's not what I picked. I've actually picked this one and I don't know the answer yet to what I'm going to pick on it. But this is my alphabet sampler by Drawn Thread. And, oh, it moved. Sorry, not that one. I went the right way. Yeah. Oh, there you go. It's jumping all around the screen. Anyway, it has, every letter has got a different 3 or 4 different stitches. So there's bound to be one there I don't want to do again.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Fish do plunge over the falls. Almost all of them survive thanks to their ability to flow with the water. Sometimes, however, they're a bit stunned after making the journey, but those who escape the circling seagulls shake it off and swim away. Stitch on a whip that has either water or fish in the design.
I'm actually working on this prompt today, and I'm using my Shores of Hockran Hollow, and I'm down to my last 2 blocks. So I'm actually working on that fish right there. So that's what I used for that prompt. And I used the from a semi-sane snowball too.
Well, it's as we know, we like to double dip as much as we can because who has time to do all the stitches?
Mm-hmm.
Guest?
I am going to do Cozy Cove. Water in the background.
There is water in the back. Well, we could do that together. However, I had a different thought. And I went literally with my big red ship of life that I was working on last week. And I've almost done the whole bottom bit of this bit of the ship. So I want to keep working on that so I can actually get that ship done so I can start to build up on it. So that's going to be my ship. And then you have the daily 30, where you're going to do 30 minutes a day on something. So in my own homework video, which will be coming out pretty similar time to this one, you'll get to see what I'm going to work on. I haven't drawn it yet, but I'm going to spin my wheel of whips and see what I'm going to do. All right, so that's all for the daily 30. There's a couple of other groups that have weekly challenges. Karla, do you want to tell us about some of them?
There is actually. There's some new groups and they are accepting members the last time I checked. And I'll let you know what the names of them are. One of them is Cross Stitch Township, relatively small group, but they put out weekly challenges. They have things like similar to Daily 30, they have a daily thread. Right now, one of the challenges that they're doing is you're doing chores, 3 chores through the week. And when you do your chores, you earn seed packs to build your garden. So that's kind of cool. And that's really, you kind of pick what you want to do for each of those things. And another newer group is, I think it's called Life Across the Prairie. And the same moderator does both of those groups. And the Life Across the Prairie is based off of Little House on the Prairie.
Oh, is it? I love Little House.
The books from Little House on the Prairie, and they give challenges geared towards those books and the chapters that you're on. So I think that was really neat. And then Cheryl McKinney with Daily 30, that has the closed group, is sponsored a March Mayhem. And that's new, and they're accepting members. They have a couple of different admins that are supporting that group. And there's not challenges in that group, but there are, it's kind of like, instead of Mania, they're doing a March Madness called March Mayhem. And Carol's husband is picking her starts that she's going to be doing. So you don't have to do a start. So like we're in No New Starts, we're not going to do starts, obviously, but we can make our own mayhem out of May or March Mayhem.
You can
So
do a whip mayhem.
Right. You can challenge yourself however you want to. It's just kind of my understanding is the group is there to support you and give you some camaraderie and some people to talk to. And so it's more of an informal kind of a group, and the admins are there to make sure that the drama stays down low. So it's open right now. There are questions you have to answer to get into the group, but definitely want to give them a shout out because they're the most recent and sounds like it's going to be fun. So
yeah, that could tie in really well with No New Starts. So I have to check that one out. Thanks, Karla. All right. Semi-sane, as we mentioned, there's not really too much that's changing this week. Everything's plodding along for the month. They do much more monthly things, but there is one change in that they are changing letters with alphabet. So now you've got to go to letter B. So Karla, do you want to remind us of what your alphabet piece is?
Sure. My alphabet is actually, I have it. I had it out and I think I took it away. I am doing Feliz Navidad by Blackbird Designs, and I closed up my things.
Sorry.
That's okay. I'll just need a minute. Go to our secret guest.
Secret guest, what are you doing for alphabet?
Find my album again.
I am doing Language of Flowers. So that beauty right there.
Oh,
that's beautiful.
Who's been working on Broom?
And did you get the whole of letter A finished and the flower that went in the A, or just the letter?
I did the letter and the flower. I just need to work on the pot of letter A and then go into Broom letter B. Yeah.
That's one of the things I really like about this challenge is that you've got to get the letter done, but you don't have to get everything that goes with it. So for mine, I mean, you've already seen this, and this is why I picked this to work on potentially for something that's a bit different. Let's see if I can make it bigger. Is my letter B goes in this row with basket stitch and a couple of others. But what I've noticed on this model they've done, they went across. I've decided I'm actually going to go down the columns. So A, B, C, then I'm going to go D, E, F, G, H, R, so that it goes down. So that's just a change that I'm going to do.
Okay. And here's Feliz Navidad.
Cool.
So,
So if you
Feliz
put a letter-
Navidad up on the top, on the bottom, and Merry Christmas up top. So, and it's going to be, I'm having fun just because each of the letters are a different color floss. So I just work on the border, and then whenever my letter changes, I go to where that next letter is and put the letter in, and then I'm good.
Awesome.
No many stitches. So I like that too.
Right. All right. So that brings us to come to No New Start, which does have a lot of things that tend to happen. Well, it's once a month, but we've spread them out. So sometimes there's something every week, and sometimes there's things every fortnight. So we'll mention them in the weekly homework videos. So what have we got that's changing over this week? We've got the birthday sale, as I mentioned before, changing over. Now we're celebrating people's birthdays between the 16th and the 31st of January. So if your birthday is during that time, you can post a starting photo of something that you've previously started for a birthday start. Or if you don't have one of them and it's your birthday, you can just post here's what I would like to stitch on for my birthday this year. It can be anything but a new start, obviously. And but if you're not birthday here and you just want to help them celebrate, you have to stitch on a dimensions, dimensions gold preferably, or dimensions. So join the thread, and we will be continuing with that. These challenges that we do on No New Starts, we give away entries, raffle entries and things, totally at the discretion of the admins and moderators. Some things we give away are just an entry in the fun raffle. Some things we give away are a lucky dip prize where you instantly win something. It's just totally what we feel like, and you're never going to know exactly what is coming your way. If anything, I mean, the whole point of this group is to not start anything and work on your whips. So
Right.
we had quite a few people entering the birthday celebration for the 1st to 15th, and they're working on The Land That I Love by Teresa Kogert, mostly, and it was really cool to see the different ones. So jump into the event and check them out if you're interested. But there were quite a few people that didn't post their ending point, which is a shame. And there was quite a few people that did. Some people are posting them as different comments. Just make one comment and keep pressing reply to your own comment. It gets a bit confusing having to scroll through. So I have randomly had a look through the different people, and I've actually decided that the person whose work I liked the most, they worked on a different piece by Teresa Kogert, and this is what they got done. So I have decided that I am giving this month Melissa Reynolds Grove an entry into the fun raffle because of your effort in the birthday sale. So congratulations to you. Who knows what I'll decide to do next month.
Congratulations. Yeah, I tried that one. I started with the best intentions, but never got back to my Teresa Kogert piece.
No, well, there's quite a few. And I said, I really like looking at the different people working on the same one. The whole reason I'm a stitch along is to stitch along with someone. Yeah. So what else is changing over this week, secret guest?
What's your sign? And the sign is Aquarius. So the prompt says to connect any whip or whips to the categories, which are air sign, symbol, water bearer. The gemstone would be amethyst.
All right, hold on. Let's do one at a time. So the first thing was it's an air sign. So something we could do for an air sign. Any ideas, Karla?
None.
I'm thinking, I'm just looking at my whips. I'm instantly thinking air is wind. So you know what? I could actually, you could do anything with ships. So our Cozy Cove would actually work really well for an air sign because it's got sailing ships and clouds. So we could work on that secret guest, our Cozy Cove, for that one.
I agree.
Other wind, if there was a candle, maybe. What have you got there?
About flags blowing in the wind.
Yes,
This
yes.
is Liberty's welcome.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, it's not determined, but you know, if you've got a picture of people in the garden, they're breathing there, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. That's
So
true.
a lot of the No New Starts challenges are just to get you working on whips. They're not meant to be tricky. There is a tricky one coming, but this at the moment we're just in nice and easy land. All right. So
Mhm.
what was the next thing? The sign was what? Secret
The
guest?
symbol, water bearer.
A water bearer. So anything with water, I imagine. So you know, I could knock over more of the cozy cove for that.
Yes,
Yeah.
and when it's written out, it looks like a zigzag. So I think a zigzag pattern that would imitate
Oh,
might work.
yes, definitely. Well, I was thinking my Big Red Ship of Life has the waves down the bottom, but yeah, a zigzag going horizontally rather than vertically. Definitely.
Correct.
That's a good suggestion. Thank you, secret guest. Anything come to your mind, Karla?
I was just, if it's a water, you said a water carrier,
Water bearer.
water bearer. I'm at a loss. I'm really struggling with this one this month.
Well, remember, you can enter if you want to. You don't have to. Anyone in the group can enter. And
Mhm.
you get one fun raffle entry for each one that you finish. So you have to have a starting point and an ending point by the time it closes. So Capricorn is closing on the 22nd, I think. So make sure whatever date it's closing on the event, then the event won't tell you because you have to read the fine print because it only lets me put 2 weeks in. So yeah. Okay. Well, I was thinking actually, you were talking about you still have to do your pot, secret guest, and those old fancy pots like in the linen and thread sale last year. They would be good water carriers, wouldn't they?
Correct. Barrels, pot.
What about
Yes.
Hazel the giraffe? She's got a cup and
Yep.
it's spilling her water.
There you go. You can do Hazel. Awesome. All right. What's next, secret guest?
The gemstone is amethyst. So purple.
Purple. Okay. Yeah. So anything in purple would do. Your magic study, Karla, comes to mind. So many.
Yeah, my
purple.
magic study's got a lot of purple in it for sure.
And it's not strict. So, your magic study has a lot of purple. It doesn't matter if you're stitching on the purple. But if you want to challenge yourself, do stitching in purple.
Does that look purple to you guys?
The sky or the emblems?
The skies.
It looks blue to me, but
Looks blue to
Okay.
you. I see.
but we're looking through the screens in person.
Well, that's true.
You'd know by looking at the colours of the thread.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah, if you want to challenge yourself, stitch in purple. That could be a good thing to do. Anything come to mind for you, secret guest?
Yes. I have Alhambra Garden, and the stonework and the pavement is in shades of purple. Let me pull up a picture of that.
Oh yeah.
So that
Oh,
area
wow.
and all around here.
Cool.
You might not be in my alphabet, secret guest. 'Cause I don't remember seeing these before.
No, you're not.
A
She's not.
hint. Go through albums.
There's a hint. My maiden season winter is purple, and I'm working on her for my zombie run. So I would do her for purple, I think, double dipper.
For sure.
Okay, what's next?
The last one is the flowers, violets and primroses.
I'd have to look up what those flowers look like.
Well, I will, if you don't mind me going
Yeah.
out of order.
You can
My
show it.
language of flowers has a violet in it. So let me share my screen.
I mean, I know the color of violet, but it's a flower.
It is a flower. So here we are down here by the letter V, violet. And there we are.
Okay.
And I think my little couple here, even though he's given her a carnation, I think she's got violets in their flower pots by her arm right there.
I would go for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, I will have to look at my flowers. I don't remember if we said in Capricorn if we were being generous. I think you've got to try and make the flower look like the type of flower, be it by colour or shape. You can't just say, here's a rose, it's a violet. You've got to make some effort to get that entry. And there's no stitch minimum or maximum, really. I mean, 100 stitches is a fair minimum, but it's starting point and ending point, whatever it makes you happy. All right, thank you for that secret guest. Now, the big thing, Scrabble.
Scrabble. So Scrabble, I'm really excited about because this was kind of my brainchild to start with, and it's evolved. So, and we've already started posting things regarding Scrabble, and people are really excited and they're signing up, and I'm excited. So this is how Scrabble is going to work generally. We will be putting up a video, and actually Lisa and I are going to do the video together so that she can upload it. So I don't have to get up in the middle of the night for Aussie time because they are a day ahead of us if you live in the States. So you have 24 hours from your time zone. So they'll be finishing up theirs as we're starting in the United States, I think, because of the time difference.
It goes from 5 p.m. your time zone to 5 p.m. your time zone between the 18th and the 19th. And some people will go, ooh, I can cheat and I can get up at 2 a.m. and see what the letters are in Australian time. Yes, you can. It doesn't really go with the way we'd like you to play. But it is fair because if you get up early and cheat at that end, we could actually cheat the other end. So the actual time frame that the letters and the event is open is the same, about 36 hours for everyone. But in the feeling of the game, we want you to spend it in 24 hours between 5 p.m. and 5 p.m.
Correct. And what we're going to be doing is pulling 10 Scrabble tiles randomly out for you, and you find words that you can make out of those tiles. So we want you to make at least one word. Minimum is 3 tiles. Maximum obviously is 10 tiles. The more letters you use, the better, I think. So it can get that creative juices flowing. And then here's the kicker. Whatever your word is you make, you tie in your whip to that word. So I used in the example rules. Rules has an R in it. And so I'm stitching my Rosewood Manor for the R in rules. I am very, because I'm the one that gets to check everybody and make sure you did all the stitches you were supposed to do. And I'm not pre-approving, but and you do 100 stitches, it's a minimum. You can do many more if you want. I know some people like myself, we work full time, so some nights are not really good stitching nights, so that's fine. 100 stitches minimum, 24 hours to get those 100 stitches in. And say I pick a word that you, as a member of the No New Starts group, says, wait a minute, Karla, that's not really a word. You made that up. You can challenge me by posting on my picture and say, I challenge you, that word isn't true, and tag me as your moderator, tag me. And then you, as the person being challenged, will have 24 hours to prove that that is a real word that you selected. So really choose wisely, because if you can't prove that that is a true word, you lose your stitches.
And this is where it comes fun, because in our different countries and cultures, we have different words. Now, I think that I could be speaking for you, Karla, but correct me if I'm wrong. If it is a word that is commonly used in your country or culture and you can prove it, then you will accept it, yes?
Absolutely.
So, for example.
Absolutely. That's why I want to give people a chance to rebut. It's not going to be just those dictionary words. It may be some slang that's local to your area.
So if I make the word dunny, someone could challenge me and say, there's no such word as dunny. And then I have 24 hours. They tag Karla as the moderator for this game. And then I then have to say, well, yeah, a dunny is a toilet in Australia. And then I prove that, with a copy of a slang dictionary or something from Australian. And Karla goes, yep, it's approved. And I get to keep my stitches. What happens to the challenger stitches?
the challenger stitches, if you challenge and it's not a word, then your stitches are null and void. And I think, did we talk about we were going to let the challenger keep those stitches?
I'm not sure, but there's definitely a big advantage to a challenger if you're correct.
Yes, there is an advantage if you're a challenger. So let's just say it might get you an extra raffle. It might do something special. If you're a challenger and you win your challenge.
That's where you want to win. But we want people to challenge. So I don't know if there's necessarily a big detriment to challenging, but we don't challenge willy-nilly because that would just waste all the Karla's time and she'll be at work. So
absolutely.
Only challenge if you think you're right. Now, some people have asked, is there a difference between making 1 word, 2 words, 10 words?
You can make as many words as you want. It's all about, this whole challenge was started as we wanted an inventive way to get you touching your whips. So whatever you want to do, if you want to do a 3-letter word, ATE, I come up with that 8. I ate an ice cream and I'm stitching an ice cream cone, but then I want to stitch 100 stitches on something else that I could make a word. Make all the words you can make. I think it's fun. I think, that's part of the fun. You got 24 hours.
And it's one whip per word. Yeah, one whip
100
per word.
stitches per word.
But you can use the same whip for more words if you're
absolutely.
Yeah, but I don't know why you'd bother because you just do 500 stitches on 8. But yeah.
Yep, you can just keep doing the same stitches on the same word. Yep, and it could be color that you're using. It could be the design. It could be the designer. It could be the artist. It could be how you feel when you stitch it. It's going to be random, and we're going to be doing this every month. And we may change things up month to month. So you want to make sure you watch the video. Don't just assume what you see posted because you want to watch the video. It's going to be short, clip, to the point. So it will only take less than 5 minutes of your time and you'll get all the information.
That's good. And it's totally up to Karla. She might decide to reward the most creative word. She might decide to reward just a word she liked. She might decide to reward no one. She might decide to reward everyone. Who knows what she's going to decide to do each month. That's part of the fun we get to have as admins and moderators. We get to play with the games. All right, well, I'm excited. So look out for that Scrabble video. We're going to have to go. So thank you so much, secret guest, for joining us. Remember, put your guesses below this video in No New Starts if you want to guess. And we will look forward to seeing you guys next week. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.